Hey, we want to remind you, Thursday NBA schedule begins with a matinee affair here in the States. NBA London Live 2013, Knicks and the Pistons. Coverage starts at 2 p.m. Eastern Time with GameTime. And in this game, Iman Shumpert reportedly ready to return for the Knicks, maybe even start. So Shump talks about getting back on the floor.
It's huge for me. I've been talking to my mother and father about it, just sort of taking it all in. It's a long journey to get back on the court, and it makes you appreciate every minute of it.
And the hair stays the same. He says that's not going anywhere.
Keep it.
We talked about Avery Bradley's impact in coming back with the Celtics. Shump, he's going to give them that kind of boost because your offense may be rusty, but he can D up on some people.
He can D up. He brings you athleticism. He brings you energy. And like Avery Bradley, guys can settle in and play their normal positions. He comes at you at that other guard position, and he defends, and he can score the ball too. Don't look for him to log a whole lot of minutes early. Look for them just to see where he's at, and then as time goes on, his numbers will increase.
Yeah, bring him along slow. We're talking about ACL injury. We're not talking about just a regular injury. So you don't want him to come back and try to force and try to do too much right away. Come back, fit in. To Ron's point, let each guy go back to their natural position, natural rotations, and then after about 5, 6, 10, and 15 games, when we get those game legs under him, then you'll start to see the real Iman Shumpert back.
And I think we talked earlier about communication. Now is when communication with him, the head coach, has to be at an all-time high. He has to clearly know where his coach wants to fit him in, how he's going to be used, what the game plan is to get him back in the normal rotation. It can't be guesswork at this point. He has to clearly know from the trainers what the plan is and clearly know from his coach, we're going to play you 8 minutes. Then if that goes okay, we're going to bump you up to 16 until you can get back in the normal flow.
Believe me, he's going to be they're going to be like this watching that time with him. Okay. The Knicks, DZ, they've been off to a slow start in a lot of these games. It's been a problem for them. So how do you remedy that for any team, really, trying to get yourself going as a team?
It's amazing that injuries sometimes, not so much with your starters or your role players, but as much as we love Jason Kidd, guys are missing Raymond Felton right now. They're missing that guy that gets you into your offense. Defensively, does a decent job of keeping his man in front of you. And late in the shot clock, he was another guy that could break down his man or run that 1-5 pick and roll with Tyson Chandler. Either he got a 15-foot jump shot or Tyson Chandler got a dunk. That man was shooting 70% from the field, and most of that was because of Raymond Felton. Since he's been down, he's under 70% because he's not getting those same easy baskets around the hoop because Raymond Felton's not there.
Well, that's a great point. He's a guy that gets everybody involved, runs the offense. Meanwhile, Detroit, they're improving, and a part of that improvement, I think, is their rookie center, Andre Drummond, who's really shown some signs of growing up.
The big question mark with him and coming in is, would he be consistent? What his motor was going to be like, what his passion level was like, and I think he's putting all that behind him by being consistent, by playing with a lot of energy, playing with a skilled guy like Greg Monroe. I think makes him even more valuable because he can pick his spots. But if Andre Drummond keeps his energy level high, does the little things, tip-ins, runs the floor, if he can maintain that focus, supreme athlete with someone that size, he's a tough guard.
I was concerned how fast he could learn because the athletic, the body, all the things you're talking about is there. But a lot of times if a guy hadn't been playing basketball a long time, to educate some of our viewers, he only started playing basketball like his sophomore year in high school. So he's still learning the game. So now you get thrown out there with the Wolves with a bunch of men, you got to pick up the game quickly. Now after 2 months under his belt, you see him around the basket, getting tip-ins, staying out of foul trouble, so really picking up the game of basketball. And Lawrence, let me be frank, is the perfect coach for him to be patient with him.
Lawrence letting him be frank?
Letting him be frank.
All right, well, it's the Knicks in Detroit in London.
I had to
right
go to
now.
school with this.
Yeah.